For 3 years, we can calculate what the dividends are going to be. And after that, dividends are going to increase by 4% annually. Let's open up our template from last time. The two-stage growth, okay? The greens are our inputs. First, what's the required rate of return? 9%. Second stage growth rate, 4%. Number of known dividends, 3. I'm going to come to that. Make those all 0. Whenever you use this two-stage template, make sure the first thing you do is clear the known dividends part. You don't want anything from the previous problem. In computer programming, that's literally called garbage collection. You execute a function, it typically has some local values. You need to clear those from memory for a lot of different reasons. So do your garbage collection. Let's figure out known dividends. Okay, who's going to tell me what's the first year dividend is going to be? No. That's D0 is 215. That's the current level of dividends. Triple C. That's I know where you're going. Mathematically, this is what you want to say. 215 times 1 plus 5%. Okay. I know what you're trying to say, but be precise about this. If somebody hears you say 215 plus 5%, they're going to say, okay, that's 220. No, it's going to be 215 times 1.05, 225.75. And problem says it's going to stay exactly at that level for 3 years, right? All you have to do is read the value. That's it, done. Maybe I should make some sort of other things. Underline. Just to divert attention to it. And the way this template works, it basically says, I know the dividends the first 3 years. Given the discount rate, I can calculate their present value, add them up. That's the value coming from the first stage. And that's the first dividend of the second stage. And on the second, at the end of year 3, this firm is going to pay a dividend of 235 in year 4, and it's going to increase it at 4% after that. We know how to calculate value of a company like that. It's the next dividend divided by R minus growth rate, but that's 3 years from now. I just need to discount that for 3 years. So that's the second part, and value of the company is the sum of the two. But if all you want is the number, just read off the number. Just make sure you enter the proper inputs, okay? All right. The stock has a market price of 33. Let me grab this. Dividend yield is next dividend divided by the price. That's all. So next dividend is, come on. Okay, let's do it here. 0.95 divided by 33.45. That's 2.84%. Again, write down the definition. It immediately takes you to the answer. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, this company paid an annual dividend of 120 last month. The required return is 15% and the growth rate is 3%. What's the expected value of this stock 10 years from now? So we're looking for value in year 10, okay? Well, 10 years from now, this stock is going to be, this company is going to be a company where it pays a dividend that grows at a constant rate. So next year's dividend divided by R minus G, right? Well, we know R, 15%. We know G, 3%. All we need to know is the 11. Well, what else do we know? Because they just paid that one. That's the dividend now. So D11 is D0 times 1 plus G to the power 11. That's all. And when we calculate that, 120 times 1 plus 3% raised to the power 11. 166.11. Hence, the answer is 1384. Again, the old principle, reduce it to things we know how to do. When it comes to stock in this class, we know how to calculate value of a company that pays a constant dividend, that pays dividend that grows at a constant rate. Next dividend divided by R minus G. So if I know D11, I can calculate value of the company 10 years from now. How do I figure D11? Well, I know the beginning right now. I know how many years I'm going to have to grow. 11 years. Apply the growth formula, you're done. Again, we created basically two smaller problems that we knew how to do. That's the mathematics behind it. The rest, computers can do it anyway. Okay, you guys tell me now what the answer is. On 50,000 shares, 3 seats open, cumulative. Remember the formula, 1 over n plus 1 times number of shares. Exactly. N is 3, and plus 1 is 4, so you need 1/4 plus 1. 1/4 of the shares plus 1. I was imprecise myself. Well, 1/4 of 150,000 shares is 37.5. Add 1, 37,501. Okay. They're going to commence paying annual dividends. It plans to pay 75 cents for 4 years, 90 cents a year for the following 3 years, and then cease paying dividends altogether. How much is one share of stock is worth to you today if you require 12% rate of return? We can solve this in 2 ways. We know that this firm is going to pay dividends for the next 7 years, then stop. If I get the next 7 years dividends and get their present value, I'm done. Thankfully, we already have our setup here. Required rate of return is 12%. Technically speaking, second stage growth rate is negative 100%.